What's up, folks? The Sportsbook Killa, UFC Vegas 99. Don't miss it. It's not the best fight card, but I think we'll be able to make some money off of it like we did last week and the week before that. Let me give you my results from last week's fights and football games. First was UFC Vegas 98. My strong bets, I was 4-1, so I was 80% accurate. The only one I missed was Tatsuro Taira, whom I believe won that fight, but they gave the split decision to Royval. Okay. My UFC Vegas 98 strong prop bets, I was 7-3, so I was 70% on that one, thanks to my guy, Mr. Grant Dawson. He got his fight over with a little quicker than I anticipated. Missed over 1.5 round by roughly 20 seconds. So I was 70% accurate on that one. And the college football picks, I was 5-1. So I was at 85% accurate on my college football picks. If you guys didn't make no money off that, I don't know what to tell you. I'm doing the best I can to get everybody paid. You gotta sit down, take time and do your parlays properly. Try to do only 2 and 3 pick parlays. Put a little less on them wild parlays so you can make more money on the ones that you can actually hit. UFC Vegas 99. We're going to start with the main event as always. We got the men's middleweight division. Anthony Fluffy Hernandez going up against Michel Pereira. Anthony Hernandez is good. He is a hard, versatile striker with great takedowns, great ground game, really good boxing, and he has relentless grappling. The guy keeps coming, and he's on a 5-fight win streak. Michel Pereira is a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt, karate black belt, very hard puncher. He is a very, very good striker. He has good boxing. The only downside to Mr. Pereira is the cardio. He has poor cardio. I'm going with Anthony Hernandez in this fight, and the reason I'm going with Anthony Hernandez is because if he doesn't get caught with anything to get knocked out, it's a very good chance he grapples Pereira till exhaustion. And when Pereira can no longer throw those powerful punches, Anthony Hernandez will probably submit him, maybe rear naked choke or something like that. So I'm going to go Anthony Hernandez to win, and I'm going to take the under 4.5 round prop just in case Mr. Pereira gasses in the 3rd or 4th round and Mr. Hernandez gets the decision. Gets a stoppage or submission. I'm sorry. Next fight. We got the men's bantamweight division. Rob Font versus Kyler Phillips. Rob Font is good. He has a strong chin. He's Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu brown belt. He has really good boxing, phenomenal cardio. Kyler Phillips has fast hands. He's a hard, versatile striker. He's on a 3-fight win streak. He's a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu brown belt. He has good cardio. Rob Font's 37 years old. Kyler Phillips is 29, and Kyler Phillips has an array of strikes that I like. I like the way he mixes it up. I'm going to be rolling with Kyler Phillips in this fight here, definitely. And I'm also going to take the over 1.5 round prop and the over 2.5 round prop. I don't think he'll get Rob Font out of there easy, but I do think he'll outstrike Rob Font. Next fight. We got the men's flyweight division. Charles Johnson versus Sumudaerji. Now, this fight here is going to be interesting, but I'm definitely rolling with Charles Johnson. Charles Johnson, he has great boxing. I won't even say good. I'll say great boxing. He's a hard, versatile striker, great cardio. He can wrestle, too, but he usually uses his wrestling for defensive purposes. He rarely just takes a guy down and tries to dominate him on the ground. Sumudaerji, he trains over at Team Alpha Male. It's a little concerning, but his ground game is weak. However, he does have fast hands. He's a hard, versatile striker as well. I'm going to go with Charles Johnson, no question. I'm also going to take the over 1.5 round prop and the over 2.5 round prop. I think Charles Johnson should be able to outpoint this guy, no question. And I hope he does. I hope he at least wins the first 2 rounds so he can kind of be on cruise control for the 3rd round. But I got to roll with Charles Johnson. He's on a 3-fight win streak. He's riding a hot streak right now, so I got to go with him. And he has the ability to win this fight easy. Next fight. We got the men's bantamweight division. Brady Hiestand going up against Jake Hadley. Oh, this was a tough fight here. I looked at so much fight film on this one. This one is tough. I ended up looking at how they're both pretty much kind of equally matched, except I think Jake Hadley's going to have the better boxing. Definitely he's going to have the better boxing. But Brady Hiestand has good wrestling, good takedowns, and really good cardio. He's a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu brown belt, as Jake Hadley is a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu brown belt as well. Jake Hadley fights out of that southpaw stance. He has good boxing. He has a really good ground game and a strong chin. However, this fight I think is going to come down to what I see different in the both of them. And the one thing that I see that separates them is Brady Hiestand's heart. He has heart. This guy just keeps coming forward. He's 24 years old, and he is not afraid to jump in that fire and just bring it. So I'm going to lean Brady Hiestand. I can't bet super heavy on him because Jake Hadley is good, and Jake Hadley's going to give him a really tough fight. But I'm going to go with Brady Hiestand to win. I'm going to take a chance on him. Not, like I said, not betting too heavy on him, though. And I'll take the over 1.5 round prop and over 2.5 round prop on this one. I think it'll be a tough fight. Next fight, we got the men's featherweight division. Darren Elkins going up against Daniel Pineda. Darren Elkins, he's a hard puncher, too. This guy can hit. He has great takedown defense. He has really good wrestling, good takedowns. Trains over at Team Alpha Male. He's a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu brown belt. Daniel Pineda is a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt with really good takedown defense. He's a hard puncher, and his boxing is good. I leaned Daniel Pineda in this one. I really did. But it's going to be a close, tough fight. If you don't want to sweat, you may want to stay off this one. But I leaned Daniel Pineda in this one. Darren Elkins is 39 years old. Daniel Pineda is 38 years old. So, you know, we get what we get out of this one. But I'm going to take Pineda to win. And I'm going to go with the over 1.5 round prop and the over 2.5 round prop in this one. Next fight, we got the men's flyweight division. Matheus Nicolau versus Almabayev. Now, this is a fight I want to see. Nicolau is good, but he has a very low strike output. He just backs up. And as soon as you get comfortable pursuing him, he cracks you with a punch that can put you to sleep. He does it. He's done it so many times. This guy, he dances around, and then he's just like a sniper. He dives in and lands that KO punch. I don't think that's going to work on Almabayev. Almabayev is a master grappler. This guy is good on the ground, and he has really fast takedowns. Now, Nicolau is a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt, so it won't be foreign to him to hit the mat. And his boxing's good, and he is a hard puncher. But this guy, Almabayev, he is from Kazakhstan. He has very strong leg kicks, great takedowns, great wrestling, and relentless grappling and phenomenal cardio. I'm going with Almabayev on this one, and I'm going to take the over 1.5 round prop and over 2.5 round prop in this one because Almabayev, he doesn't really necessarily look for submissions. He normally just wants to get you on the mat and just control you there for a while. So Almabayev's the pick, and I'll be taking the overs. Next fight, we got the men's bantamweight division. Katona versus Jean Matsumoto. Katona's good. He is. He's a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt. He has a very strong chin. He has good boxing. His takedowns are weak, but his cardio's good. He's good. Katona is good, and it's hard to bet against him against this guy, Katona. However, John Matsumoto is 24 years old. He's a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt as well. He's former Muay Thai champ. He has really good takedowns, a really good ground game, and his guillotine choke is no joke. I'm telling you, this guy gets you in the guillotine, you're more than likely not going to get out of it. So I'm leaning, and not only that, Matsumoto is 15-0. So he hasn't lost yet, and I don't think Katona will be the guy to give him that loss. So I'm going to go with Matsumoto to win, and I'll be taking the overs in this one as well. I'll be taking the over 1.5 round prop and the over 2.5 round prop in this one. I think this one will go a ways because Katona is really good, and he can make this a really interesting fight. Next fight, we got the women's bantamweight division. Joselyne Edwards versus Tamires Vidal. Joselyne Edwards trains over at Extreme Couture. She's a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu purple belt. She has really good takedowns. She has a good ground game. She reversed position on Eileen Perez a few times in that fight. And Perez is considered a strong grappler, but Edwards, she showed something. The only problem I got with Joselyne Edwards is her cardio's a little bit, she doesn't have the best cardio. I'll just say that. Her boxing isn't all that great either. So that's where you miss with her. Tamires Vidal, her cardio is worse than Edwards' cardio. But Vidal is a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu brown belt, and her boxing isn't that good either. But she does throw nice, strong leg kicks. However, her ground game is terrible. So I'm going to lean Joselyne Edwards because she's the more experienced fighter. She's 13-6, meaning she's had 19 fights. Tamires Vidal was 7-3, so she's only had 10. And Edwards has been in there with some really good fighters and won and then held her own. So I got to go with Joselyne Edwards to win this one. And I'm going to take the over 1.5 round prop and the over 2.5 round prop in this one as well. The next fight, we got the women's strawweight division, Jessica Penne versus Elise Reed. If you ever wanted to knit a blanket, you better do it during this fight, because I got a strong feeling this is going to be one boring fight. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I got to find something to do. Well, no, I'll be watching it because I want to make sure I hit these overs. I won't even pick a winner in this one because I'm clueless. I watched both of them fight, and I don't see how either one of them wins, to tell you the truth. I couldn't tell you. Jessica Penne, she's a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt, takes nobody to the ground, submits nobody on the ground, and outmaneuvers nobody on the ground. Her takedowns are weak. Well, I'll just not talk about the bad stuff. Elise Reed is a Taekwondo third-degree black belt. She outboxes, outstrikes almost no one. I just can't. Her takedown defense is weak. I don't see a path to victory for either fighter, but I'm sure one of them will win. So I'll just leave this fight alone. I will take the over 1.5 round prop and the over 2.5 round prop on this one. And that's about all I can say for this fight. Next fight, we got the women's strawweight division once again. Melissa Martinez versus Alice Ardelean. This is another fight that's almost guaranteed to be a snooze fest. This one may be a little interesting. I wouldn't bet on it, though. If I was going to pick somebody, I don't want to pick somebody, first of all. Let me just get that out there. But if I had to pick somebody, I would probably take a chance and take Alice Ardelean. I would just throw just a little something on her. I'm just going to throw in a little cheap parlay and see if she can pull it off. I mean, she's 9-6. She's going up against Martinez, who's 7-1. But I don't see anything from either one of these ladies that says bet on them with confidence. So I can't bet confidently on her. But I can bet that the fight, whenever a fight's boring, it usually lasts a long time. So I'm going to take the over 1.5 round prop and over 2.5 round prop in this one. And I may toss Alice Ardelean in a parlay. I may do that. But like I said, no confidence there. Next fight, we got the men's heavyweight division. Austen Lane versus Robelis Despaigne. Austen Lane gets knocked out quite often. And, you know, his cardio's bad. His chin is weak. His cardio's bad. His ground game isn't so bad, though. He took down that guy, Denitz, whatever the guy's name is. He took that guy down to avoid the striking, and he did pretty good on the ground. But after that, he just burned out. Like round 2, he had no gas left. So, and I like Austen Lane's left jab. He has a good, strong left jab. If he developed that and boxed some of these guys, oh, he could be a force to reckon with. But Robelis Despaigne, this guy's a Cuban Taekwondo master. He has KO power, great boxing, great striking. He is a hard, versatile striker. He has phenomenal kicks to the leg, head kicks. This dude is massive. He's huge. He's 6'7". He has like an 86-inch reach. This guy he's something. He is really something. Even watching him in there, it looks like those guys are fighting a giant. And he's knocked out most of the guys he's got in the cage with. Austen Lane, I think, gets knocked out in this one. The only problem with Despaigne is his ground game. It's terrible. He gets taken down rather easy, and he has no clue as to how to get back up. But in this fight, with Austen Lane not having good cardio, even if he does get taken down in the first round, Lane more than likely won't have much left in the second and third round. So Robelis will be wide open for his KO. But I got a funny feeling Robelis jumps on him like he jumps on everybody else and gets Austen Lane out of there in the first round. So I'll be taking Despaigne to win for sure. And I'll take the under 2.5 round prop. And I'll sprinkle a little something on the under 1.5 round prop as well. So that's it for the fight card, folks. I'm telling you now, get this money, take your time, set your parlays up. Try to do mostly 2 and 3 pick parlays. Then do those wild ones in there later on and try to hit, strike gold with those. But try to make sure you got some consistent money coming in off those 2 and 3 pick parlays first. Good luck, and I'll talk to you after the fights.